Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 Driver Career Mode Season 2 starts today. Yes, it will be today and a later video tomorrow as well, covering the first two rounds. Don't know how many rounds I'm going to be doing, sorry, how many episodes I'm going to be doing per week, because I want to try and time it for when, for Season 3, when Imola, Portimao, Jeddah, it doesn't really matter if we race there or not, but though Imola and Portimao are two tracks that I really want to race at, so in the career mode, so that those two tracks I definitely will be waiting for as well. But we've got a performance review then from Toto Wolff. He says, "Hi Peter, first of all, congratulations on completing your first season in F1, especially earning your first race win at Zandvoort. However, I do not feel that you are ready to drive for Mercedes, especially as your qualifying performances haven't been as good as your race pace. Nevertheless, I'm interested in seeing how you perform in a team higher up the grid, especially the fact that Williams were, I think on paper, the second slowest team on the grid. So for your second season in F1, I'm placing you at Aston Martin, which of course Toto has shares in, so it makes sense. Focus on improving your qualifying performances for this season and we'll see where we go for next season. Best regards, Toto," hinting at potential seat at Mercedes for season 2, obviously replacing Valtteri Bottas, who has obviously in real life departed for Alfa Romeo. We'll see what happens soon, but yes, so Aston Martin for season 2. I should also point out for season 2 I did a little vote on the calendar, and it wasn't a high turnout for the vote, but there were 2 votes to keep the same calendar that we had in season 1, so that's what we're going to do. I will be changing the calendar for season 3, but hopefully by the time that season 3 rolls around, we will have new tracks on the calendar, so we'll have a bit more to pick than the current selection of tracks. So yes, here we are at Aston Martin. Yes, Aston Martin, you can see there all the driver a few of the driver moves. There haven't been that lot, unfortunately. That's just the way the F1 game is, unfortunately. It's not as wacky as it was in F1 2019, but we'll be alongside Sebastian Vettel, hoping to really build this team up. Then we've got the driver stat update, which is coincidentally coming just in time for season 2 as well. So yes, we're going to move towards then the car review. We've got some supplier upgrades, because remember, if you might remember, that there was an regulation change as well, so on the engine side, which I managed to get done as well. So there it is, the car that I'll be driving for F1 this season 2. Mercedes have kept Bottas and Hamilton. I've added a few sponsors. The Marriott Bonvoy sponsor, which disappeared from the car, is back on there. And also on the rear wing, because it's not, although it's there in real life in the game, it's not the Team Viewer logo. I added it to the rear wing. I couldn't quite think where. It's supposed to be on the side in real life as it is, but they haven't added it. So while they're not adding it, I'm adding it in a different position on the rear car. Red Bull have kept Verstappen and Perez. Perez actually outperformed Verstappen in season 1, so we'll see if Verstappen can rediscover his mojo. There's not a lot of changes to the Red Bull. I've changed a few of the sponsors. The CarNext.com, which was I used a lot, and the Dior sponsor as well, because Dior and Tag Heuer are under some umbrella brand. So both of those come into the car. Not a lot of other sponsors I can do, because a lot of the sponsors that Verstappen has are in the same category as Perez, existing sponsors on the car. McLaren will look completely different, because I put the Golf livery on there that I did for an episode with a couple of different sponsors I should add. The Auto Grill is on the front wing. I've also added Quadrant as well. to the car, to the front wing as well, and kept the Coca-Cola logo because I've positioned the Tezos logo elsewhere. But other than that, it's pretty much very similar to the one that I was running in that McLaren Golf video. I think it was the second one, not the first one. It's the same. It's actually the same. I should point out, it's the same paint colour from that video. So I've just changed the decals. This is the car we'll be driving, the Aston Martin alongside Vettel. This is where it features a little bit differently because we've got a couple more sponsors. Magnus, who were, let's just say, we travelled a long way through them in F1 2020. They're back for F1 2021 as well. HMM as well are here for the drive, and also Omega as well on the side, because why not? I mean, it's a better, bigger watch company that thing. Obviously, this driver career mode story will be that Lawrence Stroll has sold Aston Martin, which is why Lance Stroll, who isn't actually, he's been dropped by the team in favour of me, and whether or not that link with Toto Wolff, they'll be bringing more Mercedes drivers in the future. Alpine have had two changes. I've swapped the Renault E-Tech and Microsoft logos because the Microsoft logo is actually higher up there in real life. Again, there are distinct changes in the liveries between real life and in-game. I've also added the Adidas logo because some websites said that Adidas has sponsored Alonso, so I mean, why not? And also the Kimura, I butchered that name again, I do apologise, but that's the logo. I haven't done a lot with that. The Ferrari, a couple of changes. The AWS logo has been added, which isn't in the game, unlike in real life, so I've added that in a couple of places, as is I've also added the Giorgio Armani logo as well, because of course they are sponsors of the team, low-key sponsors of the team, and they're also big sponsors of Leclerc as well, so Italian brand. Haven't changed the paint because I haven't been able to fix the paint colour with the S file, so that if I get a bit more time for season 3, that would be something that I might look at. AlphaTauri, I've added the Randstad logo, which is a huge sponsor. Unfortunately, there's a slight little glitch with the front and wing because I've added the Siemens logo as well, and it seems that there's something weird going on with that, so that's definitely gonna have to go back to the drawing board for that. Although I must admit, this is my first, some of these are my first time modding each livery. Alfa Romeo, big changes there, just like in real life. Latifi has moved in there, so that's why the Lavazza and Safina logos, that Safina Sidepod logo took me forever to fit because it kept overlapping. It was horrific, and the Lavazza logo and the Royal Bank Canada logos have also been added, which isn't on the 2021 Williams. Guan Yu Zhou is the person that replaced Kimi Räikkönen at Alfa Romeo, so I haven't added any sponsors for him because he's Renault backed really in real life, so yes, other than that, not a lot of change. The Alfa Romeo livery is probably, as I said in my tier list video all those months ago, it's the best looking, one of the best looking videos on the grid. So yes, the Haas, haven't done a lot here either. I've added the Home Deluxe logo, a couple of the logos that these are a couple of these lowly companies that actually sponsor Haas in real life, so I've added those. I've also added them to the side, so I haven't done a lot with the Haas. Again, still experimenting. I haven't really come up with a design that I like yet. Might end up with a blue design maybe, but I haven't yet decided how that's going to fit in with the Russian flag or what. The Williams, I was going to change the paint. So first of all, the Lavazza and Safina logos have all gone because obviously Latifi's not in that car. Giovinazzi fills my spot, by the way, alongside George Russell. But the paint file is all over the place for the Williams, so it's going to take more. It's going to take quite a long time just to sort that out. So that's why I haven't made any changes for this moment in time to the Williams paint file, and I've added in place a couple of the sponsors that they sponsor in there, the Crewen company, whatever they're called, logo has been added, and then the Umbro logo as well has also been added. Again, all of these are real sponsors of Williams in real life, so that's because neither Russell nor Giovinazzi have any personal sponsors at all anyway, other than Mercedes or Ferrari.
Ah, just the person I wanted to see. I'm Andrea. I'm head of R&D for the team, so get used to hearing a lot from me over the season. If I get too annoying, be sure to let me know, okay? This is your seat, so get settled in, and welcome to the team.
Where was that setting for car on F1 2020? But yeah, there's the driver moons. I should point out that I've also tried to remove as much of the pink as I possibly can. I couldn't remove everything, and you'll still see a little bit of pink around the garage and stuff. But this career hub is pretty much all light green now. There's no pink pretty much in sight other than that on that van. So yes, but in terms of R&D there, Mercedes, it is quite spread out, which is annoying because it'd be nice there, but bearing in mind the R&D, this is all, it's actually been condensed because we're all between 500 and 700 performance, whatever that unit of measurement is, we will never know. But Aston Martin are the second best team on paper, but can they actually be there? We only got one podium in F1 in season 1. Williams have made progress, Alfa Romeo have lost a lot of ground, Ferrari and Alpine have lost a lot of ground, Red Bull too, big losers as well, and McLaren have actually joined them. So we'll see what Red Bull and McLaren can do. I think they're going to be the real big challenges. Ferrari and Alpine, we might see them maybe on a different strategy, although this is a 25% career, so I doubt it. Into qualifying though then, for the Bahrain Grand Prix, let's see what we can do. We had a good result here last year, although I hadn't adjusted the II properly then. So first lap in this car, we'll see what we can do. We're down in P11, but we've gone purple in Sector 1. Sector 1, for me, as I say, there's always one sector that I'm good at, and the other two I'm pretty poor at, and that's pretty much what's going on in this car. We're very good in the Sector 1, and then through the middle and last sector, we're not that great. There's always one sector that I'm particularly worse at than the other, and that's really the middle sector. The middle sector is where I'm losing a little bit of ground to the AI. But we are up on Gasly's time, which is half a tenth, so that's good. We're 4 tenths up on our previous best time, so looking to make some final ground for the final corner we follow. I can't quite see if that. I think that's a Williams up in front. We're going to come at 4.5 tenths up, and it's a good enough for position in the top 10, P8. So that's not bad. We're close to Vettel. He's only 3 tenths in front of us. It's a checkerboard though, a Mercedes and McLaren. So even though we're on paper the second fastest team, in reality we're not, and I've even fallen behind Leclerc and Verstappen. So a lot of work to do in the race. We'll see what we can make good positions, get a good result in our first race for Aston Martin. It's time for the race.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Norris, Sebastian Vettel and Verstappen, Leclerc and Aston Martin, Perez and Carlos Sainz, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon and Tsunoda, Russell, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi, Joe and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So here we are on the track, P8. Race strategy is going to be a one stop as usual, from soft to mediums. But for some reason the game has selected me the soft to hard strategy for some particular reason, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. Front the lights then for the Bahrain Grand Prix. First round of season 2 is underway, and it's a great start. Leclerc in a dreadful start. He's even fallen behind Perez there, so we're looking to go maybe 4 wide. We're going to try and dive down the inside, but there's contact with Norris. He's squeezed us to the inside, almost off circuit, but able to get it round off Leclerc. We're going to try and get Ricciardo. We're going to replay the start in just a moment. We're going to race Ricciardo up to turn 4, go round the outside of Ricciardo and get the better line and move up into P2. So it's a good start. I don't think we have any damage as well, but Norris, well, there was just given know that we almost were going 5 wide at turn 1, which thank Lord that we've all made it through. A little bit, I was worrying that we were a little bit of understeering moment there, that we had picked up damage, but no. So it's Bottas from myself, Ricciardo and Norris, and Ricciardo is going to try and go around the inside, the end of the straight. We're going to try leave him the room on the inside and take a wider line through into this fast right-hander then. To the end of the middle sector. Can though Ricciardo look around that he's sniffing all the time? The McLaren looks like the better chassis compared to us, although we do have a faster engine compared to the Mercedes powered McLaren, as Ricciardo has a look down the inside of us at the final corner, and that leaves him a sitting duck for the straight really, because it compromises exit out of the final corner, and that allows Norris to get back in front of his teammates. So Norris had a little bit of time, but it's only a matter of time before Ricciardo gets back in front of Norris. He does have a little bit of front wing damage. It's not a huge amount on that front right end plate, but it is probably enough that a little bit to be slowing him down by a few moments. And that's Norris is actually going to lose out because he's actually lost out to Vettel. And Hamilton, who's had a poor start, looks like he's going to lose out as well. So not a great start to his season for Lando Norris, who suffered as well at times through season 1. We'll see if he can make out as the McLaren pit crew come out as well in their Golf livery. We're coming in as well. 2.9 seconds. I mean, to be fair, for the new pit stops, that's probably about right. But I mean, compared to where we were earlier in the season, as we take a look then at our race leader, Guan Yu Zhou, who has yet to stop. I'm not sure why he's decided to go an extra lap than everybody else. So there's not a lot of differentiating start tyre strategies except for Lando Norris, who came in a lap later than me. He changed his front wing and is now behind George Russell, and he's also on the hard tyres. So don't be surprised if Norris is still there, as we're watching Hamilton get in front of Sebastian Vettel. It's been coming, I must say. Vettel has sort of dropped off myself and Ricciardo as well, and we're going to jump back to lap 12. I've been napping a little bit in the race, I'm not going to lie, and Ricciardo has come and caught me, and he's having a look down the inside at the end of the DRS straight. There's a little bit of tyre banging between ourselves, and we almost lose it, as well as we're now sort of half drifting it through. Ricciardo's down the inside. We're going to have to leave him through. There's some tyre banging, and again we go slightly off circuit as well. And Ricciardo is going to again have a look. We're going to use a bit of DRS to try and cover him off through the final corner. He's going to give his DRS. We're going to leave him space on the inside. This time, no contact between myself and Ricciardo. We're going to have. He's going to get the better exit, but we're just going to open the DRS and we're just going to comfortably cruise past him and retain P2 there. But it was very I tried to leave him as much space, but we've gone a little bit deep into turn 1. Ricardo comes back to us at turn 2, and he's going to have DRS as well, so we're going to switch the inside, use the ERS as well. We're going to die down the inside at turn 4 and just open the steering a little bit to force Ricardo out and retain P2, but Ricardo's not done there. Moved to lap 14 at the end at turn 4. Ricardo's looked on the outside, nothing doing there, and you see Hamilton and Vettel are now closing in as well. So we jump to later on lap 14, we go a little bit wide out of that third DRS zone. Can we make it? Can we hold on? We're drifting again. Ricardo's down the inside yet again. We're going to have to leave him space on the inside. That might open the door for Hamilton to get on the back on the podium after a poor stop. Bottas has run away with this race. But we're coming through then. Ricardo's not going to be close enough through this final corner. And on our debut then, for Aston Martin, it's a very good P2. And I will definitely take that. That's definitely showing total walk. We had a better qualifying, P8. Still not... yes, we didn't out-qualify Vettel, but it's P2. It's a podium. And maybe we'll see that we've shown that, look, we don't need to be qualifying where our teammate is to make the ground up. Yes, it was a little bit iffy at the start with Lando Norris and going 5 wide, but he did squeeze me and leave me no space on the inside, and Norris paid the price with 15th place today. Yes, in terms of obviously drivers is as it is. Constructors though, we're up to P2. Can we stay there? McLaren and Red Bull will be the main battle.
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
I think they'll definitely be thrilled with a P2 in their first race.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
I'm going to answer no comment to that.
Well, here's hoping they're working hard to find some improvements.
Cannot be serious!
Well, the only way we can improve on P2, Claire, is getting P1, but yeah, nevertheless, it is an improvement on where we were last year. So Monaco was a tough track for me last year. We'll see what we can do this year. As well as an improvement for the team as well, because Aston Martin didn't really get that many points until the end of the season. So it's interesting because Aston Martin, Vettel's focus is not that great. It's like 63 for him. So hopefully the 5th place will be given a bit more confidence, a little bit more boost, and we can take the fight in the Constructors' Championship to McLaren and Red Bull as well, especially with Verstappen, who only managed P8 today as well. But yes, I'll leave it there. If you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and you see plenty more F1 2021 driver career mode videos as and when they come out. Until the next video, then, I'll see you next time. Take care, and thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.